Today on the Bridge Podcast, we're highlighting the essential work of the Rialto Unified School District's Special Services team and the impact they have on student success. Joining us are Therapeutic Behavioral Strategists Mrs. Adriana Perez and Mr. Sedric Deason to share their experiences, insights, and the meaningful ways they support students across the district. Let's get started.
Thank you for being here, Sedric Deason, of course, and also Adriana Perez. Thank you because you are both therapeutic behavioral strategists.
Yes,
so tell me a little bit about what you do, your role.
For sure, man. Yeah. So currently I'm at Coursera and I work in their wellness center, working with those students there primarily. I used to have 3 schools. I used to be at Carter, and I only said that because I want my schools to hear me. I used to be at Morris, and I used to be at Carter. And so this year is a kind of a unique year for me where I'm just primarily at the middle school. And my jobs include, I do groups that I run. They're called SEL groups.
And what does SEL stand for? Because
you.
we're so into our acronym, education, and with special services. And then the viewers are saying, what is SEL?
So social emotional learning is what is SEL. And so those consist of, our groups run all year long, but we have 5 modules, and they consist of, we go through social regulation, social skills, grief and loss, anger management, and then self-esteem. And so currently right now I'm working with my students on self-regulation, but outside of that, I do classroom presentations for students that might need like a general topic covered. We do school-wide presentations. We recently did like a thing on connectedness where we did all of our PE classes coming through. And then we also do professional development. And so anytime our school is in need of different techniques with their teachers, with their staff, how to connect with students or engaging with students, those are all kind of things that we do in the current role that we're in.
Okay, wonderful, Mr. Deason. Now, Adriana, Mrs. Perez, what are the schools that you are responsible for in special services?
So I serve the students at Rialto Middle School. Last year, it was such a treat because I had 3 elementary schools. I served Trapp, I had Myers, and I had Cordiac for a bit. And then I also served our students at Myler High School. So it was a really great balance and combination. And this year, I was a little intimidated, right? A little intimidated by middle schoolers, but it's been such an experience, like a magnificent experience to serve that population.
And I know that sometimes in a school district our size, we have a pretty large school district, and there's over 31 schools, and sometimes there is a need at several schools, at different schools. So, and I'm going to start calling you this because I know it is the Therapeutic Behavioral Strats, but we're going to call it TBS. That's what you are, TBS,
okay.
Yes.
right?
Okay, absolutely.
And so how many are there? Is there a need for more, or do we have a good, healthy staff of the TBS? And what is an everyday job day for you? What is that like?
So initially, I think that we start off with 5 people. You know, we have, I think, 22 schools. And so we had quite a few schools here in which they were going and kind of being all for those schools. And then we went from 5 to 11.
Great.
I think currently we're at 14.
We're at 14.
Okay.
We're at 14.
Yes.
And I think the 14 has enabled us to kind of take on more and do more at our school sites, which I think has been really pivotal for our students. And so even...
So the support is there.
Oh, yeah, the support is there.
is happening.
Absolutely.
And see, a lot of times people don't see that because it's not an everyday. This is why these podcasts and our narrative is so important, is because we can tell the community there are services available. There are TBS out there. They are doing their job, and they're working with students with social, emotional. And is it mild, moderate, or does it depend on the classification?
Well, Saida, that's the great part about being a TBS, because special services is so in tune with inclusivity that we also serve general population. So kids in gen ed, kids in special ed, we combine them in our groups so they have a more broader realm of social skills, because all children need social skills, right? It's just different levels. But when you pair different kids from diverse kids, you get a different feel for the group, and it's just it just melds well.
It's magical because
It's magical.
I've
It
actually been
is.
to one of the you have those restorative circles sometimes. You have the wellness centers like the
Yes.
one at Carter. I can tell you, and you're absolutely right when you said Gen Ed. Because sometimes there's grief, there's different kinds of emotions and
Correct.
different kinds of level.
Yes.
Are the TBS trained for all sorts?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And so I think, a big part of our job is, like you said, we talked about kind of doing our SEL groups and operating out of those modules. But being in the wellness center, man, there are a lot of kids sometimes who just need someone to talk to, right? Just someone they may have an incident that goes on. Unfortunately, we've all gone through this thing now called COVID. And a lot of people lost people during that time. And so loss has been something that's been prominent in our district, or any district for that matter. And so those kind of concerns come to us as well. And so we do different things, there are different variations. Another part of our team, sometimes we respond to crisis control, right? So if a school has had an incident, or unfortunately they've lost a student or lost a parent, or there's been something that has gone on that has been traumatic for the masses at that school site, our team is one of the first teams that respond, along with other people within our district called EHTs or emotional health therapists, or even the ABAs that are amazing to kind of collaborate with us to make sure those students get what they need and kind of, are able to walk away from that experience not more traumatized than they began, and really having resources available for when they go there.
So I'm a parent in the Rialto Unified School District. This is just a scenario.
Absolutely.
And I see a need for my child. I need some free services. First of all, are all of your services free?
They are.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to ask is if my child needs a specific type of a service, who is the first person I call?
Oh, so it depends, right?
Could it be the principal?
It
if
could
you want
be.
to, and they call the school site leader, the administration.
Absolutely.
And they give special services a call?
Yeah, so we have a referral form that is like that we have a link to, or we also have like paper copies of our referral form. And any parent that comes into any one of the school sites, whether it be primary, secondary, even a high school level, that need levels of support, they just kind of are given one of those referral forms, or they're put in contact with someone who's very familiar with what we do. Sometimes that person is us. There's been times I've gotten phone calls, hey, I got a parent up here that would love to meet you, hear more about your services, and want to kind of see what that looks like. And so we take the time to kind of explain kind of what we do, how our services are ran. If there's something that goes beyond our scope, we often at times will again collaborate with our team to make sure those students are getting the best fit services. And then from that link, we have them, and then once we get a permission slip back, they can be with us for the remainder of the year. Like we said, we reevaluate at the end of the school year. Have this kid made progress? Got what they need? Are there tools that we can provide them moving forward? Or what can we do to kind of close the rings that the family has been kind of requesting?
And we talked about students. Does special services also support teachers, staff?
Absolutely. We have professional development. We provide that to our sites, and we support each other. So if my school, for example, Rialto Middle School, needs support in a certain area like classroom management, or they're dealing with a lot of behaviors in the classroom, then I call on my team, right? These are my peeps, right? So I like to call them my peeps.
sure, yeah.
And so I call on my peeps and I say, hey, I need your support. I know everybody on this team is important, and they come with a different lens. Right? They come with a different lens. They come with a different specialty. Yeah. So you have Sedric, who is articulate, who can drive the purpose of the classroom or the message. Right? He can drive it home. Right? He's been chosen for honor. We honor our own. He's been the spokesperson for many things. So we know that Sedric has that talent, and
He's
he
a
has
very
that
people
skill.
person.
Very people person.
Because I know that, and Dr. Sonia Scott, who is your lead agent
Yes.
of special services,
Yes.
great job with the Divergent Games. And I know
Yes.
you are up there on the stage as well. So I'm like my sweet segue into that.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about the Divergent Games.
So, man, I love Divergent Games. I definitely love it, man. I think the
Well,
purpose.
for the audience who
Yeah.
does not know what the Divergent
For
Games
sure.
is, you want to let them know?
Absolutely. So I think the purpose of kind of why we started it was, like, we talk about kids who have different sets of needs, different levels of skills. And oftentimes what happened is those students will be left out. Those are not the kids that were being called during the honor rolls or the perfect attendances, and because they have different needs. And so the Divergent Games, I think, was an idea of how do you celebrate those students and their unique talents and kind of what they bring to the table, and kind of just love on them a little bit, because we all need that, right? And no matter how different we are are, what we have going on in our life, it always feels good to get a pat on the back. And so it started off, I think, this is our 4th year now doing it. And the idea was just how do we get these kids together and have them be accomplished and celebrated and loved on. And so we kind of bring them together, and we've done multiple events. Some of the events are like more of like a Olympics type of feel. Some of them have been like last year we had like inflatables and different stations they can go and they can conquer.
It's at our high school.
It's at our high school.
Yes. It's at Carter High School.
It's at Carter High School.
And it's a major event.
Major event. Vendors come out, parents come out, community partners come out. We have booths set up. I mean, it's really like
and we celebrate our students.
And we celebrate our
success.
students.
Yes.
And what better way to do that than to put them on stage and call their names and have them be recognized in that way.
And it's usually in the football field.
Yep.
And so the students do track and field.
Yes.
I ran with some of our students.
Yes, you have. Yep.
They beat me.
Yes, they did. Golf playing.
Yeah. Can we just scratch that part out? That part, Ricardo. Yeah. But it's been fun, and it brings the community together.
Absolutely.
And it's another way of showing that in the 21st century, Rialto Unified School District is doing something innovative, unique, different. And it's called the Divergent Games.
It is.
And I know that the Board of Education has supported it. It is second or third year.
This is going to be our 4th.
This could be our 4th year.
And when is it happening?
So right now, the day we were told was June 20th.
So we're looking forward to
Yes.
Divergent
It's coming up
Games
here, yes.
in the summer.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be promoting that in communications as well. So we'll
Please
give
do.
you all the direct information.
Yes.
And I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you guys are both very busy. What is the most rewarding part of your job? And can you give an example of when you really touched the life of a child? And I'm sure you do that every day.
Yeah.
But no names, just maybe a scenario.
You know, the best part of my day is when a student, and this actually happened this week. I have a student who's in my groups, and she looks forward to it, right? She looks forward to it. And when I am not there for whatever reason, you know, she'll come and say, Ms. Perez, are you going to pull us today? Are you going to pull us for group today? But the best part is when they bring their friends and their friends say, how can I get into your groups? Right? That is the most rewarding for me, because you can tell that they talk amongst each other. And if I'm making a small difference in one child's life, that's enough for me.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Mrs. Perez. And I know that you're our USD parent as well with your daughter at Carter High School.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah, man, it's tough. The most rewarding part, I just feel like I have so many things to be blessed and grateful for in this role that I'm able to occupy now. But I think the kids are my success stories, right? And so just being able to work with them, and like I said, different levels of intervention. So to me, a success on an elementary school campus is when you get on campus and kids are running to you and hugging you and telling you they're excited to see you and what they're doing for today, right? Middle schools are, high fives and shoulder rubs and pats on the back, or hey, can I talk to you, or those kind of things, and you hear about their weekends or kind of what they have going on. And in high school, it's about like future planning, what they're going to do when they leave high school, what does life look like? And so one for me that definitely comes to mind was I had a student that was a 9th grader who didn't want to do groups, who was refusing to do groups in the beginning, thought they weren't going to be useful, and then after coming to a few groups had just kind of learned things, became a cheerleader, became on an honor roll, became an advocate for groups, getting people to come and talk. And so to me, to see that student go full circle from where they started to kind of where they ended up, those are the reasons why we do this, and I know our team has been blessed to have a lot of those, and we have an amazing team that we work for and work with. And so it's every day I get something to be excited about in the job.
That's wonderful. Sure. Well, I want to thank both of you. Thank you, Mr. Deason. Thank you, Ms. Perez. In Special Services, our therapeutic behavioral strategists are doing wonderful things in the Rialto Unified School District. It's free service. It's for students. It's for teachers. It's for staff. And you can always go on our website to look at the link under Special Services for all the programs that are offered. And you can also call our school site administration principals and have a referral, and you will show up.
Yes.
Is it that easy?
It's that easy.
God, this is
that
wonderful.
easy.
Well, I hope to see you soon, and hopefully before Divergent Game, you'll come back here and give us some more positive stories.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, appreciate you having us.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us on the Bridge Podcast. I'm Saida Joffrey. We're going to see you soon.